Find yourself in a cash crunch at the end of the month? You aren't alone. According to new analysis from JPMorgan Chase, Americans across all the income scales don't have enough money saved to weather earning and spending shocks. Deanna Farrell is the president and CEO of JPMorgan Chase Institute, and she joins me now. I thought these numbers were really striking. So almost half, over 40% of individuals witnessed a fluctuation in their income month to month of more than 30%. That's a big chunk. How does that happen? What do you attribute that to?
Well, let me just start with why it's so important that we know this and what the Institute is trying to do. The Institute is a global think tank dedicated to data-rich analyses and expert insights into the public domain for the public good. And it's really about the next generation of economic research. So think big data analytics and technology platforms meet behavioral science against the data sets that JPMorgan Chase has. And that's what we're doing here with the Institute. To your question, what we're able to find with these extraordinary data sets we've created is that when you look very granularly, individual by individual, through monthly balances, through the full range of transactions that are going on, we see much more volatility than has previously been understood. Income volatility is very high for most individuals,
Why?
71%. Why? Because we have a number of factors going on. In the first instance, we have dynamics that have to do with the number of weeks in a month. And while many consumption items, rent,
so people are working hourly, and so they had less in the month because there just weren't as many days?
Sometimes when they work the full days, exactly. And other times it's really different work schedules. You know, many more people are working on contract, on part-time bases, and they don't have steady incomes to show for it.
So what's the result of that? If you have less in the month, are these people not meeting their bills? Is it causing economic fluctuations?
Well, many people have credit buffers and others that are helping them offset some of these changes. But yes, we think that as we hear from so many people, the financial instability that they face is not so surprising when you see just how much income volatility there is and how much more consumption volatility there is even than income.
80% of households lack the savings to cover the type of volatility that you observed in income and spending. So most people can't afford this kind of fluctuation that they're seeing.
Well, they're certainly vulnerable to it. So consider that we find these high levels of income and consumption volatility, we find that they don't move together. So by and large, when people see income drops, they don't necessarily drop their consumption, and vice versa. It means that from a risk point of view, you could be facing the risk of an income decline at the same time as a necessary consumption, healthcare, a breakdown in car, you name it. And when we combine that exposure that an individual has in terms of potential income drop or a consumption increase at the same time, we find that, say, the average household would need to have put aside $4,800 of liquid money aside to really withstand that. And in fact, they have only $3,000. So there's a gap, and it's important that this gap is true not just in low income quintiles, but across the whole spectrum, except for the very top, who do seem to have enough liquid assets to offset the volatility.
Interesting. Good stuff, Deanna. Thank you so much.
Thank you.